So I finally picked the camera back up again. Now for those wondering what's happening with the R34, not a great deal lately. More so just been collecting parts and trying to get to a position where I can move forward with the car. So yeah, that's pretty much what's been happening lately. So I'm at a point now where I'm about to start working on the car again. So I'm going to have a video coming out in the next few days to a week. Basically redoing the interior pieces that I did a while ago. Yeah, I'm going to have a video coming out in the next couple of days to a week going over all of these interior trims that I've already done. So I did the roof lining and the door trim as well. Those that have been around for a while would have remembered I had a couple of videos re-trimming the interior in this Alcantara. So I actually removed those videos a fair while ago. Basically, I ran into an issue where the Alcantara was lifting up. If you can listen here, there's a bit of, you can sort of hear some crunching. And then on the door trim and the roof lining, it's super obvious where the Alcantara is coming away. So yeah, I took those videos down because I wasn't happy with the information that I supplied. It obviously hasn't worked here, so I didn't want people following my advice and then ending up in the same situation. So yeah, I won't run into it too much depth here. I'm going to do a whole video fixing this up and doing it properly. I've done a little bit more research, so yeah, I'll share all the new information that I've learned and go over the process of doing it properly this time. So it'll hopefully be coming out in the next week, within the next week. So yeah. Anyway, I've got a bunch of parts that I'll show you guys now that I've been collecting. So yeah, I'll get into that. So here we have a bunch of parts I've been collecting over the last few months. I'll probably start with the aftermarket stuff. So I've got this Trust Greddy wastegate here. Nice original Greddy wastegate to go with the manifold that I've built for this thing. So yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty good condition as well. Like, normally these are started to rust all in here, but the metal finish is quite nice still. So yeah, got the Cusco front upper control arms here. So they got camber adjustment here as well. So this plate can flip backwards and forwards to give you a different offset to the bolt. And then it's also got different holes here to mount forward and back in. So it gives you a fair bit of adjustment in there. Yeah, not spherical bearings in these. They got hardened rubber. Yeah, overall pretty nice part. So pretty happy to have those. So next up, got a few random bits and bobs here. So just got a brand new hazard switch here. The trims in this car, I think had been painted at some point. They had a really odd finish on them, looked pretty gross. So I ended up buying a bunch of new stuff for them. So yeah, I bought brand new center vents for it, but they didn't come with the hazard switch in them. So yeah, just got a brand new one of them. So nice original finish in there, no one's messed with it. So that looks nice and clean. Also got R34 GTR check straps. So yeah, not overly exciting, but anybody that's driven an R34 probably has come to the issue where the opening and closing the doors in car parks, it's a bit awkward, like where the check strap rests in these notches here, it gives you a spot where the door's not really open that far, and then the next spot's really wide open, and they've got quite long doors. So yeah, it just makes getting in and out of the car in car parks a little bit awkward. I haven't seen this firsthand, but apparently the R35 ones have a better position for where the door rests on the check strap. So yeah, they just bolt straight in as well. You don't have to modify anything. So yeah. Next up, we got interior door handles. So I've got a pair of them, but there's no point getting them both out. But they're just, yeah, nice, fresh, clean. One thing that I'm trying to do with the car is that like everything you interact with, I'm trying to either refurbish or buy brand new if possible. Because yeah, the things that you physically touch and interact with in the car really makes a big difference on your perception of the quality. So I work in a dealership myself, so I see the difference between brand new cars and cars with hundreds of thousands of kilometers on them. And yeah, it's just everything that you touch, like the door handles, the springs, the seals, everything. That's sort of like the way this opens, like that just feels so much nicer than an old clapped out one. And yeah, it just makes a big difference. So there's the handle itself, and then this guy here. The little trim piece that sits in, well, when it's in the car it'll sort of sit in there like that. So yeah, I haven't managed to get the surrounds for this yet. I'd like to get those as well because mine are just a little bit faded and sort of, they just look old. So last one of this lot, just got this proper Nismo Z-Tune quarter panel fitting kit. I'm also bought this out of curiosity. It wasn't overly expensive. I think it was like $45 or something like that. But yeah, I was just more so curious to see what it actually came with, and to be honest, it just looks like a bunch of stuff you could probably get from a hardware store for the most part. So yeah, that sort of cured my curiosity with that one. So there's a part number if anybody wants to get them, but yeah, they literally don't look like anything special. Alright, so get the Nismo box out of the way. This one here is the Nismo short shifter. So yeah, it comes all the bits in there. So it's the shifter itself, the aluminium plate for the transmission. So the rest of it's just the boot for the top of the transmission, gasket, little spacer there that goes in there. So yeah, pretty nice thing. Pretty happy to have that. I've dummied it up in the transmission and it feels real nice to shift with. So yeah, nice little addition. So these next two sort of go together. So I'll open this first smaller box here. So it's a nice brand new OEM armrest for the car. Comes with the red stitching on it as well. So I found these were a little bit tricky to get at one point, but then they came back into stock. I think Trust Kakaku had them. So yeah, managed to get one of them. It goes with what's in this big box here. Which is to fit this in the shop. It's just a brand new center console there, so yeah, it's got a nice new boot for the handbrake and everything. It's just real nice. The one that came in the car had some scratches all along here, so I've got a brand new center console portion that goes from here up into the dash. So yeah, I thought it'd just be real nice to get a brand new one of the center console itself. And then obviously, yeah, your red stitch lid sits on there. So looks pretty nice. So the steering wheel that I'm going to be running has got red stitching along it as well. Yeah, it's just going to tie everything in and look real nice, I think. Almost forgot this one. I managed to get a kit panel that had the holder in it for the Japanese road flare for like breakdowns and stuff. Pretty stoked to have that one. Pretty uncommon to get here in Australia. They ditch them all when the cars get imported. So next up, I've gone through and bought all new seals and stuff for the doors. So yeah, got the actual door seal here. This one actually goes on the door itself all the way around the perimeter. All brand new clips and everything on them as well, so nice fresh rubber for the doors. It's one of the big things I like as well, is not having crazy amount of wind noise, and especially when you open and close the door, it feels nice and firm. And then these ones here are actually the door frame seals. So these go on the body of the car itself around the door opening, and yeah, seal that all up nicely. So a brand new pair of those. And next up we got the, get one out here. So you've got the actual door mouldings themselves. So this section here is visible on the exterior of the car. And this is where your window runs up against this when it goes up and down. So it's got nice new felt pads in here, all new retainers and everything. So yeah. The ones on my car, the driver's side, it actually has a dent towards the back of this one, and they're faded as well. So yeah, pretty happy to have a nice brand new pair of these to go in the car. They should really freshen it up nicely. So lastly, for the parts, I've got brand new quarter windows for it. So the rubber seal around the windows on the car are pretty faded, and you can't buy them on their own, so I thought I'd just buy the windows themselves. Upgraded to the privacy glass as well, so they've got the factory tint on them. So yeah, nothing better than OEM quality glass. Pretty stoked with that. This stuff's only getting harder and harder to get, and as time goes on, Nissan's just cranking the prices through the roof. So yeah, that's why there hasn't been a lot of actual progress on the car itself lately. I've sort of just been sending myself broke trying to collect as many of these parts as I can at the moment. Parts that aren't just flat out getting discontinued are just like doubling in price. So I'm getting pretty close to the end of all of the factory Nissan stuff that I need. There's a couple of little bits and pieces here and there, but I've got a lot of the main things I wanted now. Okay, so one last thing to show you guys. It's a bit of an Easter egg. So I really nerd out over this stuff. It gets me absolutely stoked that I found one of these. So this is the actual Nissan Red Stage dealer advertisement, basically, for the V-Spec 2, as far as I'm aware. So from what I've been able to find, these were given out to the dealers as a promotional tool for people potentially buying the V-Spec 2. So if you'd booked a road test with the dealer back in 2002, I think it was, you would be given one of these. So this is the envelope it actually got shipped to the dealer in. So I'm pretty rapt to have that, because as far as I'm aware, I don't think that would have been given to the customer. So yeah, that's the actual dealer envelope. This would have had their information on it here. And from what I can tell, I think it's actually got the date on here. The Japanese date layout's a bit funky. So I think it goes year, month, day. So it would have been the 12th day, 6th month of 2002 when this was sent out, or printed at least. So yeah, pretty cool to have that. So yeah, this is the contents of it. This is just a sleeve that some of these little pamphlets came in. And then you've got these little postcard sort of things here. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. A bunch of product information about the car on the back, all in Japanese, obviously. So yeah, just some more information and specs of the cars. Another nice photo of it. Yeah, another bit of information there. And another nice photo. I believe that's going around the Nürburgring, I think. So yeah, pretty sweet photo. Then it comes with an option parts catalog. So this is all the Nismo add-ons you could get when you bought the car. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It just shows you different. I'm assuming this would be like paint protection stuff that they would have tried to upsell in the dealer. But yeah, just some few bits and pieces of the gold emblems that they would have been able to buy. Different floor mats, sticker kits and stuff. So yeah, pretty sweet. Yeah, these are pretty cool. Just little trinkets that you never knew that were available for the car. So they came with these option fog lights as well. This thing's pretty sweet. This is a, what would you call it? It's like a duct that sits in the front bumper to direct air into the intercooler. I've never seen one of those on a car. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that existed for one of these. I think the 33s had them, but yeah, pretty cool to see that you could buy one of them for an R34. Yeah, just other bits and bobs, air filters, Nismo mufflers, different brake pads. Not sure what these are, whether it's an update for the MFD. You can get a, this looks like a roof mounted DVD player, different navigation options and stuff. Yeah, there's a fair bit of stuff for these that I've never actually seen it before in person, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, brake upgrades. It's an oil cooler kit. This thing's pretty cool. It's a sprayer for the intercooler, so it actually spray water through these nozzles and cool your intercooler down. Different headlight options. So this is pretty cool. Really dates the era of the car, but yeah, different stereo options you could get from the factory. So, yeah. What have we got here? So this is the M-Spec pamphlet. So yeah, just goes through a few really nice photos and a couple of bits of information about the M-Spec. Like they got the ripple control dampers that the M-Specs had. Yeah, the leather seats instead of the fabric. This is the guys making them. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Yeah, a few different specs here. So yeah, the color options that the M-Specs came in, and it's just a spec sheet of everything there. Not sure what that is. Probably a bit of information for the dealer, I would assume. Oh, put that to the side for now. Another piece of advertisement here, and this is the centerpiece of it all. This is the actual booklet for the V-Spec. So nice hardcover book. Won't go through everything, but just the quality of this stuff's unreal. Like the printing and the paper and the way it's all. If you can see the car in the background there, and then this sheet is actually transparent. Just really nice. The photo quality and the printing is just, yeah, really, really nice. And the artwork's just unreal. Like, it's just an overview of the bare V-Spec 2. It's got the carbon bonnet on it and everything. And yeah, it just goes through a bunch of stuff, heaps of information in here. This bit's pretty cool. There's a few of these little pictures in here where it shows the airflow through the car and the aerodynamic testing that they did on them. And here you go again. Here's the way the air is supposed to flow across the body and on the underside of the car when it's got all the covers and trims and stuff, and the way that the rear wing's supposed to work. It's just really nice. Like, this level of detail and the advertisement that they did for these cars was, yeah, just next level. And you got here the intake manifold with the individual throttles. So, yeah. Anyway, I won't bore you too much more with that. There's a fair bit here. Last little thing that's pretty cool. There's not a lot of information on these around, but there's a little right up in the bottom here for the N1 version. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. They came in the one limited color. There's I can't remember where it's written. I'm pretty sure it's in here somewhere. But anyway, the N1 came in a gloss white that wasn't the same as QM1. So yeah, it's a pretty cool little thing. This last piece is honestly probably the main reason I bought it. It came with this fold out poster here. So this poster here, I didn't realize it was actually a part of this advertisement kit. So yeah, going back to when the V-Spec 2 actually was released, I was about 11 or 12 years old. This was actually the display picture that I had saved on my family computer when I was a kid. I didn't realize it was a part of this advertisement pack until recently. So yeah, it brings back a lot of memories seeing that, and yeah, sort of staring at the computer screen, idolizing that car for as long as I can remember. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got something on the back as well. A nice picture of the RB26 there. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about getting this framed and hanging it up inside because yeah, it's a really nostalgic thing for me. So yeah, pretty wrapped with that. Oh, so that's pretty much it. Bunch of parts there. Got some trims to fix up in the next couple of days, and yeah, the R34 is basically just a parts storage bin at the moment. So anyway, we'll get stuck back into it pretty soon, and yeah, hope to see you on the next video.